Have you ever stopped to think about why we hate, why we judge, why we build walls between ourselves and others? What if I told you that hate doesn't come from knowing someone? It actually comes from not knowing them. Today, we're diving into a simple but profound idea. If we hate each other, that means we don't know each other. And by the end of this video, I hope you'll see how trust, vulnerability, and love can bridge even the widest of divides. Let's start with something universal, something that transcends language, culture, and borders. Let's think about a couple of things. Let's think of poetry, music, and prayer. These are things of divine nature, aren't they? A poem written in French, a song composed in Arabic, or a prayer spoken in Japanese. If the words resonate with your heart, you'll find meaning in them. I've always asked myself why. Because these are all forms of art and they're crafted from the heart. And the heart does not know race, religion, or class. It doesn't recognize the divisions that we create in our minds. It only knows connection. But here's the thing, connection doesn't happen automatically, it requires trust. And trust, well, that's where things get a little scary. Trust means opening yourself up to the possibility of being hurt. No one wants to be hurt. It means being vulnerable. And vulnerability, that's not so easy. In fact, most of us struggle with it. And because it feels like we're stepping into the unknown, we're taught to protect ourselves, to build walls, to avoid getting hurt. But if I told you that vulnerability is also the key to unlocking so many beautiful things, would you believe me? Let me share a quick story to show you what I mean. A story that reminds us how trust can inspire us and how vulnerability can create connection. A cab driver drops off a gambler who's still, let's assume we're still taking cabs. He drops off a gambler at a casino, and the gambler has $100 bill, but he needs to pay $40 as his fare. So he doesn't have change, and he asks the cab driver to go inside the casino so they can grab change and pays him back the 40. But the cab driver, to his surprise, says, "It's fine. Go ahead. I trust you'll come back." Now, think about it for a second. This is a gambler headed into a casino. He could easily walk away and get a free ride. But what does he do? He comes back. Not only does he pay the $40, but he hands the cab driver another extra 80 and says, "Hey, you weren't sure if I'd come back, but your trusting me made me trust you. And that's what made me come back." Let that sink in for a moment. Casino, gambler, trust inspired trust. Vulnerability inspired vulnerability. And in that moment, two strangers formed a genuine human connection. This is the power of trusting one another. It's the biggest form of vulnerability we can afford as human beings. And it's also the most rewarding. But as we know, vulnerability is not that easy. But why is it so hard for so many of us? Why do we struggle to trust, even when we know it's the key to connection? For most of us, it comes down to fear. Fear of rejection, fear of judgment, fear of being hurt. We've all been wounded at some point, maybe by a friend, a partner, or even a stranger. And these wounds leave scars. They make us want to protect ourselves, to keep our guard up. But here's the truth. When we close ourselves off, we don't just protect ourselves from pain, we also block ourselves from love, from connection, from the beauty of being truly seen and understood. So, how do we start to build trust and embrace vulnerability? It starts with small steps, just like every other thing. Maybe it's sharing something personal with a friend, even if it feels uncomfortable. Maybe it's giving someone the benefit of the doubt, even when your instinct is to doubt them. And here's the thing, you don't have to do it all at once. Trust is built one moment at a time. It's like planting a seed. You water it, nurture it. Over time, it grows into something strong and beautiful. But the steps that we take when we're doing the planting are pretty much sometimes invisible, but it works. So at the end of the day, hate is born from ignorance. When we don't know someone, it's easy to judge them, to fear them, to hate them. But when we take time to connect, when we open our hearts and trust one another, we realize how much we have in common. Poetry, music, prayer, and even a simple act of trust remind us that we're all human. We all have hearts that beat, dreams that inspire, and stories that deserve to be heard. So here's my challenge to you. The next time you feel judgment or hate creeping in, ask yourself, do I really know this person? Or am I just afraid of what I don't understand? Take a step towards trust. Take a step towards vulnerability. Because when we do that, we create space for love and connection to grow. And Lord knows I love a good connection. So thank you for watching. If this video resonated with you, hit the like button, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Let's spread more love and connection in this world. See you in the next one. Peace.